It's finally here, the Shinobi Armor set with 2 katanas, a brand new mount, really cool glowing eyes. You can do some fun things with this in the photo mode. I really love the design, and this armor set is in particular interesting because I think it's an indication of where we might go next with Valhalla. In a good way, with some interesting, meaningful changes, but also in bad ways. And I really hope they stop with this trend. So there's a ton to go over. A like on the video would of course really help me out. And let's go. I played a lot of Raid Shadow Legends, as you see right here, collected a ton of champions. I'm trying new team compositions here and there. The graphics are really great for a mobile game, and it's also completely free, so totally download it via the special link in the video description, or use my QR code that appears on the screen right now. And I just added a brand new raid boss, the Hydra, which looks awesome and has its own mechanics, like scaring your champions or sharing pain and pushing the damage to your team. And I overall really love the boss designs in this game and how they all require their own tactic to take them out, which really pushes you to rethink your strategies and use different champions. And you can, by the way, right now get a limited time legendary champion based on esports legend Simple. Just log in for 7 days until January 28th and the character is yours. So what are you waiting for? Totally click the special link in the video description or scan the QR code that you see right here. And if you are a new player, then you will also get Epic Hero Verges and a ton of other rewards by clicking that link. And you find these rewards in your inbox for the next 30 days, so you gotta be fast. Thanks to Raid for sponsoring the video, really helps me improve the channel, and now let's get back into it. We had many reskins in the first year of Valhalla with only like a brand new helmet, but that was about it. Ubisoft thought, okay, let's take a step back and put more effort into these item packs, and we're totally seeing that with the Shinobi Armor. Or actually, you got 2 variants of this armor set, the Oni red variant with the green flames and the horns, and the Knight Armor, which has blue flames and is way darker. And then you also got those blue flames around your eyes and mouth when you remove the mask in the photo mode. And again, you can do the same for the Oni variant. The mask stays on when you pull your hood down, and just like the Abstergo armor set, we have a hood without a cape, which I know some of you will appreciate. And pretty awesome is that when you run, your feet are glowing, green or blue depending on the armor set you're wearing. And is that a kitsune on the knee pads? This is totally one of the cooler armor sets in the game. And yes, we also got a fox mount with 3 tails, which is brand new. And we are of course all curious, what does the fox say? Yeah, that sounds like a fox. And we also have a bird. We see flames on the wings. It looks even cooler at night, by the way, just like the fox. So I think they did a great job with this set. Not to mention the 2 katanas that also come with this pack. We got a blue one that fits with the night version, and a green blade that looks awesome on the rope of the Oni waist. And these one-handed swords are interesting because for the first time ever in Valhalla, they come with a percentage stat. In Odyssey, every perk has the percentage increase, and especially for crit chance, that's very easily understandable. 100% crit chance means that every hit is a crit. End of story. Like playing the Odyssey DLC, they of course added for free as well, and getting the new weapons with very interesting perks and tinkering with the build system there has been a breath of fresh air. But we're not talking about that, so no, let's go back to Valhalla, because in that game you're like, okay, I have 157.3 crit chance. What is my real chance here? It's kind of hard to understand, but with this Yorogiri katana, it's like, hey, you get 10% crit chance after 1 kill, for as long as you do not receive damage. As easy as that. And I, by the way, like that you see that the effect from this katana is active thanks to fire on your blade. So as long as your blades are on fire, you have the buffs. And now both my katanas are on fire, so I have both effects. And if you use both katanas in combination with the armor set, the effect from any individual katana is doubled. So you get 20% crit chance and also 20% critical damage from the other sword. And 20% crit chance is, by the way, from your current crit chance. So the more crit chance you have when the effect triggers, the more you get from this katana. So building more true runes, using the Viper bow with the crit chance on hit is really smart. There are major runes that increase your crit chance, like increasing the crit chance the lighter you are, which is really great. And then with the buff buff from the katana, you will totally notice more of these yellow numbers. And there are of course some cool combos when doing a lot of crits, like having your weapons catch fire as a major rune or getting a small portion of your health back. So having these things as well can make a good crit build even better. And these crits of course deal significantly more damage than regular hits, and the idea is that you then increase the number of a crit with crit damage. Only this is really where the problems begin, because after some testing we figured out that crit damage is just very bad and not really noticeable at all. Here with only 61 crit damage, I do 90 as a crit on a dummy in Norway. Now stacking everything from the armor buff, I'm using runes, I'm getting the buff from the katana, we go to almost 130 crit damage, so that's more than double. The crit I now do is not 90, but 100. So that's a 10 damage difference. So this instantly makes the Oni variant of the armor kind of useless. Like, you don't want anything with crit damage, it's just really bad. So now I just transmog the Oni variant, because I still like the look, over the Knight version, which is just way better. What you do notice is the second buff from this armor set. This one is pretty wild. We namely go to maximum speed when rocking the armor with the two katanas. This does not seem to affect your speed stat in the stat page, that remains the same, but when you switch out one sword and put the combos side to side, you totally see that the full Shinobi set with the two katanas is significantly faster. But yeah, this forces you to only use these items in one certain way, while the game should be about giving you options with all the tools that you have. The fact now remains that the Shinobi items stand alone are really bad. We figured out that crit damage is basically useless, so that makes the katana and the Oni armor not worth using. So when at Reda, they will only be nice for the look. You will only be able to use the first perk of these armor sets anyways, because you will likely never get the combination with the two katanas. And the crit chance katana will only give you 10% crit chance when used alone, instead of the 20% with the full like armor set and the other katana. This is not what Ubisoft should want, and it's just wild, because we also have the Ubisoft that is working on Odyssey, that is adding items that actually like push you to think of cool different combinations to use them more effectively. I really wish those teams would talk to each other and be like, okay Odyssey, how did you do it? Let's do it in Valhalla as well. I would imagine that it's way more complicated than that, but it is interesting that in the Odyssey content we got like pretty interesting perks on these weapons, and then in Valhalla we get stealth damage, assassin damage, which does nothing on the hero sword, and also just some like pretty nice, but still boring effects on the Spear of Leonidas. Maybe it's a core Valhalla problem, but at least Ubisoft can do something about those synergy items, and I'll be vocal about them. I don't like them one bit. So we'll be following it, keep you up to date here. Of course, subscribe for way more Valhalla content. A like on the video would really help me out. And you can watch my previous video on all the free items they added with the recent patch by clicking on the screen. For now though, I will speak to you in the next one. Goodbye!